Correct. الدرس الخامس والعشرون اسم الفاعل. Okay, so now we go back from the syntax nahu to sarf. Again, remember what is sarf? It is talking about the masdar, the wazan, sorry, about the wazan, the changing of words. So here, this is another topic under the topic of a sarf. We call it ismu al-fa'il. Ismu al-fa'il. Okay. Of course, we all know what is fa'il. Fa'il is the doer, but that is the nahu topic. Okay, we put the word in a sentence. But ismul fa'il, this is different. This is not the doer. No, I mean the doer in the sentence. This is the word itself. How do you transform from a verb to a person? The doer of that action. Okay, let us look at some of the examples. So, al-amthila, the examples, di majmu'ah alif, hadha hakimun adilun. Hadha hakimun adilun. This is, hakim is a ruler. Hakim is not a judge. This is a ruler. Adil is a judge. So the sentence means this is a just ruler. Hakim adil. Okay, now if you look at the word hakim, what is the meaning just now?
Ruler.
Ruler. Okay, so this word comes. Ruler. Yes, this is ruler. This word comes from a verb which is hakama. The verb is hakama, fi'il madhi, and fi'il mudari is yahkumu. Yahkumu, to rule. Okay, to rule is hakama, yahkumu. So from the word to rule, you want to change to the person, the one who rules, you change to a pattern. You change to a wazan, and the wazan is this wazan, fa'ilun.
Oh.
The wazan is now changed to this. From a verb, you change to this wazan. So what is the word now? Hakama changed to fa'il. It becomes hakim. So that is why you get this word. That is why we have this word hakim. So you look at the word. So what is the wazan of the word? So this is related to the topic of wazan that we have learned previously. So what is the wazan of this word? This is fa'il. Right? So this is fa'il. So if the word follows this wazan, fa'il, then the meaning is the person that does that specific action. What is that action? What is the verb? So you have to ask. I have to ask, what is the verb? The verb is hakama, the root word. So you go to the dictionary. What is hakama? To rule. Then what is hakim? The ruler. This is what we mean by ismu al-fa'il. Okay, this is ismul fa'il. So here, ismul fa'il is different from fa'il itself. Fa'il is when you put it in a sentence and then you have a verb. For example, we say zahaba, zahaba Muhammadun ila, so and so. So here we have a fa'il, the person who does this action, zahaba. But in this case, we do not have any fi'il. We don't talk about the sentence. We only talk about this word, hakim. You look at the pattern of this word. The pattern is fa'il. So you call it isim fa'il. So it is more, this lesson is more to help you to understand what is the meaning of that word. All right? So this is the word hakim. Now, if you look at the next word, adil. Just now we translate the word adil as just, right? The just ruler. If you look at the word adil, what is the wazan? What is the wazan for the word adil?
Fa'il.
Fa'il as well. You see? This is also following the wazan of fa'il. So, if the wazan is fa'il, this must be a person who does a specific action. What is that action? Then you go to the dictionary, you look for this word. You look for this word, adala ya'dilu, adila ya'dalu, adila, adala. Now, so it is just, to be just. To be just is in this word adala. So adil is the person who is just. Okay, the person who is just, then you call him adil. So here we have, in this sentence, we have two isim fa'il. First, the word hakim, and second is the word adil. So both are isim fa'il because they follow the wazan of fa'il. Sentence number 2. Inna Allaha ghafiru dhunubi. Indeed, Allah, ghafir of the zunub. Zunub means sins. Jama' kalimah zanbun, sin. So since Allah ghafir. What is ghafir? Okay. Can you give me the root word or the verb from this word? Identify the root word.
Hakimu.
Rain.
Rain. Fa.
Rain fa.
Ra.
Rain fa ra. Yes, thank you. Yes, correct. It is rain fa and also
ra.
Nah, rain fa ra. And what is the meaning of rain fa ra? When we say ghafar Allah.
Forgive.
Forgive, yes. So ghafara, yes, Afizul, thank you. So ghafara is forgive. Ghafara is forgive. So if you look at the word ghafir, what is the wazan now?
Fa'il.
Again, yes, this is the wazan is fa'il. So now you understand when the wazan is fa'il, what is the meaning?
The doer.
The forgiver, correct. All right, so good. So now you know that ghafara is the verb forgive. When you change to the form ghafir, the meaning is now the forgiver. Yes, so in Allah ghafirul zunub, indeed Allah is the forgiver of all the sins. Right? So that is the meaning of the word ghafir, fa'il. Now, rakam salasa. Anhat al-katibatu maqalataha. Anha, this is the fi'il from the fi'il anha, means he has completed. You see, anha. Anha, completed. This ta is because it is for mu'annas. This is for mu'annas. So this is word mu'annas word. That is why you have the ta. So we say anhat. So this is the same word. Anhat al-katiba maqalataha. Katiba. Okay, this is, if you look at the word, what is the wazan? You can ignore the alif lam. Katiba.
Fa'ilat.
Fa'ilah. Yes, thank you. Good. Fa'ilah. So here, what do we have here? We have this ta marbuta. Of course, everybody knows that this ta marbuta is the sign of mu'annas. This is the mu'annas word. So remove the ta, then you will get fa'il. The same wazan. Right? You get the same wazan, fa'il. So what is the meaning of katib then? The person who does what? What is the root word?
Kataba.
Kataba, yes, thank you. What is kataba?
Kataba, right.
Right. So what is who is a katib or katiba?
Writer.
Writer, yes, good. So that is the meaning of the word katiba. Writer, a female writer because of the ta. Alright? So since this is following the wazan of fa'il, then the meaning is the person who does this action kataba. So here we can translate the writer, the female writer, she completed her maqala. Maqala means her essay or her article. Article or essay, you call it maqala. Alright? So this is the isim fa'il. Okay, this is the group 1. Group alif for the isim fa'il, where we use the wazan fa'ilun. Okay, so that is number 1. Any questions so far? Any questions so far? Okay. If you notice, all of the verbs that we use in group 1, they are all 3-letter verbs. Hakama, correct?
Yes.
Ghafara, 3-letter verb. And also kataba, 3-letter verb. So, what is the rules? What is the hukum? Oh, sorry, what is the grammar rules here? The grammar rule says that if the fi'il, if the verb is 3 letters, 3-letter fi'il. So if it is a 3-letter fi'il, then the isim fa'il is following the wazan of fa'il. So you simply change the word from the fi'il to fa'il. That's all, done. Okay, so for 3-letter fi'il, it's very simple. You just change the wazan to fa'il, then you get what we call as the isim al-fa'il. Okay, so that is yes what we learned here in level in group 1. Right. Now we look at group Jim. Okay, we skip bar, we go straight to Jim. Jim is actually similar to group 1. Jim is similar to group 1 where the verbs are all 3-letter verbs. Okay, we look at this sentence, except that here we have some changes due to the problematic letters. The three problematic letters, alif, waw, and also ya. Okay, if you still remember all these three, the three problematic letters that we call them huruf al-illa. Okay, so let us look at jim, jumlah al-ula. Yuftiru as-saimu inda adhanil maghrib. Yuftiru, this is fi'il mudhari from the word aftara. Aftara, and the masdar is iftar. So you heard this a lot, iftar. What is iftar during Ramadan? What is iftar?
Iftar.
Iftar during Ramadan.
So familiar.
You break your fast. That is iftar.
Yeah.
So the word that you use iftar, that is the masdar. What is the verb? This is the verb. Yuftiru. Aftara yuftiru. So we say yuftiru. Break the fast. Breaks fast. Who breaks his fast? Sa'im. Sa'im. So this word is from the word sama. What is sama? What is sama yasumu?
Fasting.
Yes, fasting. Fast. So, sama yasumu. Alright, so this is a three-letter fi'il. Correct? This is a three-letter fi'il, sama. So from our previous example, from group 1, we know that if it is a three-letter fi'il, you want to change to isim fa'il, you just change to this wazan, which is fa'ilun. Correct? This is from our previous group. But now, if you look at this verb, we have this alif in the middle. This is a problematic letter. So if you have this alif, let us do this together. How do you change this to isim fa'il? So let us take the word sad. Sad, fa is the sad. Sad. And what is the ain? The ain is the alif. The ain is the alif. And what is the lam? The lam is the mim. Yes.
Mim.
So that is the root word. And what is the additional letter that you add to the wazan?
Alif.
Alif. So we add that wazan alif. So now how do you read this?
Salimu.
Salim, is it? This is, what is this letter? This is alif. This is alif. This is not hamza. If this is hamza, or if this is another letter, ba, for example, you can just read b. But the problem is because this is not an alif. Sorry, this is not a hamza. So if you put this kasra, it is impossible for you to read this because this is alif. Okay, there is no sound for it. So therefore, yes. So therefore, in this case, we have to replace this word. You have to replace this problematic letter alif to the letter of hamza. Okay. Yeah. So now the word is sa'imun. As if the root word is sad, hamza, alif. But if you look at the root word, it is not sad, hamza, alif. It is sad, alif, mim. So what do they want to tell you here? They say that if you have this kind of verb where you have this alif in the middle, all right? When you change it to isim fa'il, this alif will have to be changed to a hamza. So that is why you see a hamza here. The rest is still the same. Sa'imun fa'ilun. All right? So for this one, this is actually similar to the group 1. The difference is that only we have this hamza, alif, sorry. We have alif. So when you change to isim fa'il, you need to replace that alif to a hamza. So we say fa'ilun sa'imun. All right? So this is the word. Yuftiru sa'imu. So the fasting person, he breaks his fast during azan al-maghrib. Now, jumlah thaniya, number 2. Again, this is also a problematic fi'il, a fi'il with a problematic letter. Akhazat al-ba'i'atu thaman al-bida'a. Akhazat, take. He took. Ta, this is for mu'annas because this word is a mu'annas word. So we say she took. Al-ba'i'a, so this guy or this person, she took thaman al-bida'a, the price of the good. The price.
Okay.
She sold it, so she took it. She took the price of it. Now we want to understand what does this word mean. So we look at this word. What is the pattern? What is the wazan?
Fa'ilatun.
Fa'ilatun. Yes. Again, ignore the alif lam. So the wazan is fa'ilatun. So as what we have done previously, this ta we can also ignore it because this is just
مؤنث.
yes, for mu'annas. So you can also ignore this ta. So what is the wazan? The wazan is, again, this is fa'ilun. Okay, so that is the wazan again. So what is the meaning of fa'il? Of course, now we know. Fa'il is referring to the person. The person who does that action. The question is, what is the verb? So now you know, ba'i'ah is somebody, someone, a woman that is doing a specific action. The question is, what is that verb? So
Seller.
seller, okay, good. But what is the verb?
Sell.
So you identify the root word ba,
A-R.
ain, hamza,
Ain.
and also
I know.
yes. So it is ba, hamza, ain. But unfortunately, the word is not ba, hamza, ain. It is ba, alif, ain. Ba, sell, right? Sell. So sell is ba. So ba is the verb sell. You want to change to seller. Of course, if you follow the wazan exactly, it will be ba, alif, ain, and then you add alif. So it will be ba. What do you read this? It is impossible to read. Why? Because an alif, not a hamza. So in this case, just like what we did earlier, we replace this one with a hamza. So it becomes ba
A-R. Okay.
So that is why it becomes ba'e. So what is ba'e? Ba'e is the one who
Sell something.
yes, who sells something. You call him ba'e. So the seller. Yes, that is the second word, al-ba'e. Now, the third jumlah istayqaza an-na'imu li salatil fajr. Istayqaza, wake up. To wake up is istayqaza. Who woke up? Na'im. What is this person? What is this word? If you look at the wazan, this is also
Fa'il.
yes, this is also fa'il. So again, you know, this must be a person. Na'im, it must be a person. But what does he do?
Naum.
Naum, yes, good. This is from the word nama. This is from the word nama, sleep. Yes, sleep. So nama, you want to change to isim fa'il, it will become na. Again, you cannot read this. So what we do?
Hamza.
Hamza, you change it to hamza. So it becomes na'imun. So this is the word na'im. So what is a na'im? Na'im
Sleeper.
is the nama, the one who sleeps. The person who sleeps, you call him na'im. You can say ana na'imun. I'm the one who sleeps, or I'm sleeping.
Okay.
So li salatil fajri for fajar prayer or for subuh prayer. Fajar prayer is similar to subuh prayer. So in the jumlah or in the majmu'ah jim, this is actually similar to majmu'ah alif. Okay, where the wazan is still fa'ilun. The difference is that here we have this problematic letter. So if you have this alif problematic letter, what do you need to do? You need to replace it to a hamza when you isim fa'il. All right. So this is for the first rule, which is following the wazan of fa'il. Any questions so far? For the wazan fa'il. Done, yeah? All right. Okay, now we go to the another rule, the second rule. Majmu'ah ba. Okay. So again, previously I said that if the fi'il is 3-letter fi'il, then the wazan is always fa'il.
Okay.
What if the fi'il is of more than 3-letter fi'il, 4-letter fi'il, mazid, okay? 4-letter fi'il, mazid, 5-letter fi'il, mazid, 6-letter fi'il. What is the wazan? Okay, this is what we want to know. All right. So we go to ba. Ba, dakhala Umar al-Qudsu wa huwa muntasirun. Umar, this is referring to Umar al-Khattab. Umar entered Al-Quds. Al-Quds is a city. Anybody knows what is this city? What is this city? Al-Quds. This is a city in an Arab country.
Palestine.
In Palestine, yes. Al-Quds is in Palestine. Good. But what is the name of that city?
I don't know.
When we say Al-Quds, it is Jerusalem. Yes, Jerusalem in Arabic. We say Al-Quds. Jerusalem. Yeah.
Okay.
Or the old name of Jerusalem is Orshalim. So the Jews, they use this word Orshalim, Jerusalem, Jerusalem. But in Arabic we call it Al-Quds. And there is another name for Al-Quds,
Baitul Maqdis.
Baitul Maqdis. Yes, correct. So when they say Baitul Maqdis, if they are referring to the masjid, Masjid Baitul Maqdis, yes, it is in the Quds. So the city name is Al-Quds. Baitul Maqdis is another name. Baitul Maqdis, don't read Baitul Muqaddis, Baitul Muqaddas. No, the correct word is Baitul Maqdis. Now, okay, so Umar entered Al-Quds. So he entered this city, Al-Quds. Wahuwa muntasir. Wahuwa here is not and he is. No, while he is. Okay, so this is to describe Umar when he entered Baitul Maqdis. He is what? He is muntasir. Muntasir literally means win. The person who wins, you call him muntasirun. He is winning. He is winning the war. He won the war and then he entered Bait al-Maqdis. So this is the meaning of the sentence. Okay, what we want to learn here is the word muntasirun. Muntasirun. This word comes from the verb intasara, and the mudari is yantasiru. If you still remember, I gave you a list of wazan, fi'il madin, and also fi'il mudari. Correct? And I asked you to try to memorize both madi and mudari. If it is infa'ala, what is the mudari? Yanfa'ilun. If it is tafa'ala, what is the mudari? Yatafa'al. Okay? This lesson requires that knowledge. Okay? If you do not remember the mudari, it can be a bit difficult for you to learn this. All right? Okay. So again, let us go back to the verb. The verb is intasara, means win. Win, intasara, yantasiru in the mudari form, yantasiru. Now you want to change to the person. You want to change to isim fa'il. Okay. In this case, you don't use a specific wazan. Okay. For the 3-letter fi'il, you have a specific wazan. Very simple. Change to fa'il. But for more than 3-letter fi'il, no, there is no specific wazan. What do you need to do is, first, you need to know what is the fi'il mudari of that word. You need to know what is the fi'il mudari. This is compulsory. Okay? So for example, this word, fi'il mudari is
Tasiru.
Good. Yantasiru. That is step number 1. Step number 2, since now we want to change this to isim fa'il, it is no longer a fi'il. So when it is no longer a fi'il, what do you need to do? You remove the harful mudari'. You remove the harf of that fi'il mudari'. So this ya, you need to remove this. Okay? You need to remove this ya. So we don't have that ya anymore. So you remove and replace it with mim. Replace that ya with a mim, and that mim must be with a dhamma. So you need to read it with mu. Again, I repeat. Step number 1, you find the fi'il mudari'. Step number 2, you remove this ya. Remove the ya and replace it to a mim. Okay? Replace it to a mim. So the word now is mim, non, ta,
sa,
ra.
ra.
Okay, that is the new word that you get. Okay, and the mim is with a dhamma. That is step number 2. Step number 3, which is the last step. Step number 3 is make sure you put a kasrah. Kasrah. Okay, you put a kasrah before the last word. Sorry, before the last letter. Kasrah qabla means before. Al-harf al-akhir.
Letter.
Kasrah. Okay, E. So you have to put a kasrah before the last letter. So what is the last letter in this word, for this word?
Ra.
Ra. Okay, so ra. So this letter before the ra is the last letter. The letter before the ra is the sad. So you need to have a kasrah.
Okay.
What about the mim? You need to have a
Mu.
Okay, this is the word. So how do you read this word? The rest you just follow the fi'il. Yantasiru munta.
Montessori.
So now you get the isim fa'il for this verb. Okay?
Okay.
So 3 steps. First step, find the fi'il mudari. First step, find the fi'il mudari. Second step, you replace the mudari with mim. Right? You replace the mudari with the mim. And this mim must be with a dhamma, mu. And the third step, you need to put a kasrah here, a kasrah. Qabla al-harful akhir. So this is the last letter. Then you need to put a kasrah before the last letter, C. So we read the word muntasirun. Then this is your isim fa'il. Of course, there is a wazan for that. You can find a wazan. It will be munfa'ilun. But it can be difficult if you want to know the wazan, because you have to memorize the wazan for all of this. Fa'ala, mufa'ilun. We have how many wazan. So the easiest way is to know this rule. Okay, to know these steps. Only 3 steps. All right. So that is for the first word, muntasirun. We look at the second word. Second jumlah, jahada. Jahadal mujahiduna fi sabilillah. Mujahidun. This is the isim fa'il. Okay, the word is jahada, struggle or strive or perform jihad. That is the word jahada. So who perform jihad? Mujahidun. What is the meaning of mujahidun? Fi sabilillah, in the path of Allah. What is the meaning of mujahidun? Of course, we have heard this word, mujahid, right? Mujahid. But we want to know what is this word. Okay. This word, mujahid, is an isim fa'il. Isim fa'il. It comes from the fi'il jahada. So we take the word jahada. Now we want to change this to isim fa'il. Okay. What are the steps for changing this to isim fa'il? What is the step 1 just now?
To change to the
Find the fi'l mudari.
Find the fi'il mudari.
Yeah.
Change to fi'il mudari. Okay. What is the fi'il mudari? Here again, you need to memorize. You need that knowledge from the topic of wazan fi'il madi and fi'il mudari. So this is jahada. The wazan
Yes.
is fa'ala.
Yujahidu.
Good, thank you, Masya. Fa'ala, the mudari will be yufa'ilu. Yes, correct. Then, jahada, the mudari will be
Mujahidu.
So now, you have completed the first step. Okay, so this is the first step done. Okay, now we go to the second step. What is the second step?
Remove the huruf of fi'il.
Mudari. Okay. And
Remove the ya and replace it with mim.
replace with mim. Good. So what is the word now? How do you read the word now?
Mujahidu.
Mujahidu. Ah, yes. You replace the ya with the mim, and the mim must come with a dhamma. Mu. Okay, that is the second word. Okay, the second step. What is the third step? What do you want to make sure?
Kasra.
Kasra?
Second before the
The second last. The second last. The second last letter. You read the second last letter with a kasra. So, what is the second last letter? The letter before the last one?
ha.
Ha. So, how do you read that ha? With a kasra?
Mujahi.
Yes, you must make sure that it is mujahidun. Of course, if you look at the verb here, the verb is yujahidu. The ha is already with the kasra. Yes. So in this case, it is like you don't see any difference between the second step and the third step. But for other verbs, sometimes the second last word is not with the fatha. It is with it's not with the kasra. It is with the fatha. So in that case, you need the third step. For this word, you don't need. Okay, the third step is just to confirm, just to make sure, oh yeah, this is the correct word. All right. So now that is the isim fa'il. So the meaning is the one who jahada, the one who fought in the path of Allah. You call him a mujahid. So this is the word mujahid. This waw and nun is just because it is jama. Then you change to jama, mujahidun. The word is still in the isim fa'il form. All right. So that is the second word, mujahidun. And we go to the third word. The third word is Najaha al-mujtahidu fi durusihi. The mujtahid succeeded in his lesson. We know what najah.
Makanlah.
Yes. What is mujtahid? Now we want to understand. What is this mujtahid? This is from the verb. Okay, can you guess what is the verb? What is the verb? Mujtahidun. Okay. From the previous steps, what we do, we find the mudari, and then you replace the ya with a mim, and then you put a kasrah. So now let's try the reverse process. Because you have the isim fa'il. You want to find the mudari, so you can reverse the process. Kasri huruful akhir, okay, there is no problem. So we have this word mujtahid. Mujtahid. So here, again, we can skip this part because it is already kasrah. We go to the second step. Okay, what is the second step? Previously, you replace ya to the mim. Now you reverse the process. You replace the mim with what?
With ya.
With ya or any harful jar. Oh, sorry, or any harful mudhari. Yes, you can replace with ya. You can replace with ta, with alif, or with nun. It is not a problem. But we choose ya. To make it simple, we choose ya. So now the word is this. The question is, how do you read this? This is the fi'il mudhari. Simply by replacing the mim to a ya, you get the fi'il mudhari. But the question is, how do you read the fi'il? This is where you need to refer to the table of wazan again. So when you have this word, how do you read this? Okay, give me ya,
Yachi.
fa, ya, fa, ta, ain, lam. How do you read this? Ya, fa, ta, ain, lam from the previous lesson. Is it yafta'alu?
Yafta'ilu.
Is it yafta'alu or yafta'ilu? You need to check in. It is yaftailu. Yes, correct. And not yafta'alu. Alright, Rafika, you need to check again in the table, the list of table. So you will see that for this particular wazan, it must be yafta'ilu. So now you know the fi'il, you know the wazan, yafta'ilu. How do you read the word? Yach?
Tahimu.
Yajtahidu. So that is the word. Yes. So from here, from yajtahidu, can you give me the madin? Again, these are all the reverse process. Again, you look at the table of madi and mudari. So you will find that the madi is ifta'ala.
Okay.
Ifta'ala. So what is the fi'il if the madi is ifta'ala?
Ijtahib.
Ijtahada.
Ijtahada. Okay.
These are the reverse. These are the reverse. All right. These are the reverse. All right. So this is the step. These are the steps. Okay. If you want to find the isim fa'il for the non-3 letter fi'il for 5 and 6 letters of 6 letter fi'il, then the step are fi'il mudari, replace the ya with the mim, and make sure the last letter, the second last letter is always with a kasrah. Okay, and this is the second way of changing to isim fa'il. So for any question, so only there are only two ways, either by using the wazan straight away, fa'il, or by replacing the word according to the steps that we have seen just now. Okay, let us finish this. Al-Qaida, so they say that ismul fa'il, so this is the topic, ismul fa'il. Ismul fa'il mushtaq. Mushtaq, as what we have seen in the previous lesson, mushtaq means derived words. So you can derive this word, ism fa'il. Is derived, is a derivative word. Lid dilalati, this is the function of ism fa'il. Lid dilalati, to show man fa'al al-fi'il, the person who does that verb, who does that action. So the doer. But it is not the same as it is fa'il in Nahu. Fa'il in Nahu can be anyone, can be the name of a person, Ali, can be Muhammad, can be Ahmad. That is Nahu topic. But this is sort topic, we call it ism fa'il and not just fa'il. Number two, this is the rule, the first rule, the first wazan. إذا كان الفعل ثلاثيا, if the verb is ثلاثي, 3-letter fi'l. What is the rule? It says جاء على وزن فاعل. So the isim fa'il will come جاء. So it comes on the wazan, or it follows the wazan fa'il, as in majmu'ah 1. So we have seen this, right? So 3-letter, you just use fa'il. Number 3, this is the problematic word, the verb that comes with alif in the middle. إذا كان وسط الفعل الثلاثي ألفان. If the middle, wasat means the middle. Wasat. The word wasatiyah comes from this word wasat, in the middle. If the middle of the verb of the 3-letter fi'l, which is the middle letter, is an alif, alifan. So what do you need to do? Qulibat hamzatan. It is changed to hamzah. You need to change that to hamzah. So this is what we saw earlier with this word sa'im. So this hamzah is actually from the letter alif. This hamzah, ba'i'ah, and also the third word, na'im. So here, qulibat hamzatan. Fi ismil fa'il. So when it comes to the ism fa'il, you replace that problematic letter with hamzah. That's all. But the wazan is still fa'il. And number 4, this is for the second way. إذا كان الفعل من غير ثلاثي. If the verb is from non-3-letter fi'l, غير ثلاثي, not 3-letter fi'l. So what is the rule? It says جاء على وزن مضارعه. It must come, it must follow the wazan of its mudari. You just change it to mudari. That is number 1. Change to mudari. Or you follow the wazan of mudari. It's up to you. You can follow the wazan or you just change it mudari. Of course, in the end, you need to refer to the wazan as well. That is number 1. Number 2, ma'a ibdali harfi mudari'ati miman. You change, replace the mudari letter to mim. And that mim must be madmumatan. Madmumatan means a dhamma. Madmuma with the dhamma. So mim madmuma means mim with a dhamma. Mu. And the third step, wa kasri ma qabla al-akhiri. And you put a kasrah. Kasri here is referring to the word kasrah. So you put a kasrah ma, what? Come to the last letter. So the last letter, the word before it, you must make sure it is with a kasrah. So this is the rule. The second method of finding isim fa'il. Right? And finally, this is not so important. Ismul fa'il min al mushtaqat. Ismul fa'il is one of the mushtaqat. Mushtaqat means derivative words. So this is similar to the topic masdar. When we learn masdar, masdar is derived from fi'il. So masdar is mushtaqat. This is isim fa'il also from the mushtaqat. Alright? So li'annahu, why do they call it mushtaqat? Li'annahu yushtaqu min al-fi'li. Because it is derived from a verb. So everything will come from a verb. From the verb, you can change to a masdar. From the verb, you can change to isim fa'il. And in the next lesson, we will learn from the verb, you can change to another word, which is called isim maf'ul. So after we have completed these 2 lessons, then we will be able to understand the lesson of al-hal.